B. Jordan, currently riding the high of the success of Sinners, was mentioned. Singer Cassie Ventura reportedly began a flirtatious relationship with an actor during a break from her relationship with Combs. While Jordan was not named in Ventura's original 2023 complaint that launched this legal fight, sources say Monday's questionnaire implied he was the actor in question. When Combs found out about the relationship, he reportedly called and threatened Jordan.
I solved that for you.
Well, Misa was out there. She was messing with the dude from EPMD. That's why Puff first beat her. Excuse me.
Here, the start of United States versus Sean P. Diddy Combs. What began with his arrest in September of 2024, an indictment on federal sex crimes charges, now brings us to May 5th, 2025, the start of his trial.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's biggest celebrity stories. Yo, this right here just flipped the whole game upside down. Michael B. Jordan, yeah, that Michael, just hit Diddy with a $30 million lawsuit, and the accusations are wild. He's claiming that Diddy literally tried to take him out over Cassie. Like, not metaphorically. For real, for real. Word is, after Cassie broke things off with Diddy, she supposedly started vibing with Michael B. Jordan, and Diddy, he couldn't handle it. Folks say he lost it. Street talk says Diddy allegedly sent people after Michael, tried to get him jumped. And Michael, man, barely made it out safe. That ain't just gossip anymore either. This man's name reportedly came up during Diddy's actual federal trial. Yeah, this mess just got legal. Real legal. Sources close to the situation are whispering that the Fed's already sitting on a pile of receipts, and some of them point directly at Diddy when it comes to this so-called hit attempt on Michael. And now, just as Diddy's court drama is heating up, boom, here comes Michael with this massive lawsuit. $30 million? That's not pocket change. That's a serious move. And the timing? Crazy suspicious. People out here saying Diddy's doing everything he can to keep this stuff buried, but the skeletons just keep crawling out the closet. Let's be honest, nobody saw Michael B. Jordan getting caught up in this Diddy storm. That man stays in his own lane. He don't do the messy headlines, he don't chase clout, he just minds his business and stacks movie roles. And now he's being dragged into the middle of one of the nastiest scandals in the industry? It's straight up shocking. And let's not ignore the irony here. Michael's always been that clean-cut, low-key guy in Hollywood. While everyone else was getting caught up in Diddy's crazy events, Michael stayed clear. No strange parties, no shady connections. People even used to point at him as proof that not every A-lister was wrapped up in the madness. So for his name to pop up now, yeah, nobody saw that coming. This whole thing is sounding more like a crime thriller than a real-life situation. But it's happening, and it's happening fast. If what's being said in those legal docs is even half true, then this could be one of the biggest celebrity lawsuits we've seen in a minute. Stay tuned, because it looks like things are about to explode. So how did Michael B. Jordan end up neck deep in this mess? It all circles back to Cassie. Yeah, her again. Word is, way back in the day, Michael and Cassie had a little low-key fling while she was still dealing with Diddy. And when Diddy caught wind of it, he allegedly went full-on psycho mode. Here's where it gets real. Cassie's own lawsuit hinted at this secret relationship, even though she didn't drop names. In the court docs, it says, later in 2015, while shooting a movie in Cape Town, South Africa, Ms. Ventura began a flirtatious relationship with an actor. She spent New Year's Eve with this actor, but Mr. Combs soon found out. Mr. Combs called the actor and threatened him. The actor then called Ms. Ventura and told her, "You really need to call Mr. Combs." That's straight from the paperwork. And even though they kept that actor's name under wraps, folks been piecing it together. And now, all signs point to Michael B. Jordan. And yo, whoever that actor was, he sounded shook by the threat. Like, not just angry ex energy, this was real pressure. Michael stayed silent for years, didn't say a word, no interviews, no tweets, just kept it pushing. But now, he's ready to talk, and he's doing it in court. He waited until the exact right moment, and now that Diddy's trial is underway, he dropped the bomb. Man hit him with a $30 million lawsuit while the whole world is watching. The clues were there if you were paying attention. Things started feeling off the moment Michael's name came up during Diddy's jury selection. Reporters say, on day one, jurors were asked if they recognized a list of celebrity names that might be brought up during the trial. And boom, Michael B. Jordan's name was right there in the mix. That's when folks started connecting dots. Like, why would his name be relevant unless he's tied to something serious? And now we know it wasn't some random link. It was personal. This might have been brewing since 2015, but now it's front and center in one of the wildest trials Hollywood's ever seen. And if this all lines up the way insiders say it does, then Michael's been sitting on this smoke for nearly a decade, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike. According to Rolling Stone, Michael B. Jordan and Cassie did spend time together back in 2015, and it's all coming back to haunt Diddy now. In Cassie's 2023 lawsuit, she brought up a flirtatious relationship with an unnamed actor during a break from her relationship with Diddy. And now, that actor's identity has finally been confirmed: Michael B. Jordan. The lawsuit claims that when Diddy found out about it, he allegedly lost his mind and called up Michael directly, threatening him over the phone. Yeah, Diddy wasn't just mad, he was reportedly ready to act. That call alone should have been enough to set off alarms. But now, it's looking way deeper than anyone thought. And trust, this trial is about to get way messier. Word on the street is that even more celebrities are about to get pulled into this chaos. Reports say the jury was handed a list of high-profile names who could be mentioned during the trial, and it's stacked. We're talking Kid Cudi, Kanye West, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, actors like Mike Myers and Lauren London, and even Dawn Richard, who used to roll with Bad Boy Records. This ain't just about Cassie and Diddy anymore. This is turning into a full-blown industry meltdown. While all this is unfolding in court, insiders say Michael B. Jordan is making major moves of his own. He's already hired a legal team and slapped Diddy with a $30 million lawsuit. And get this, he's not just suing over the alleged phone threat. Michael's claiming that Diddy tried to get him jumped just because he dared to link up with Cassie. He said he barely made it out without serious injuries, and now he wants justice and that payout. And honestly, as wild as it sounds, no one's really shocked anymore. Ever since Cassie's lawsuit hit the internet, Diddy's whole image has been crumbling. The mask is off, and the stories coming out, they're straight up sinister. One thing's for sure, diplomacy has never been Diddy's strong suit, and this whole situation is just more proof of that. Now the question is, who's next to come forward? Because it's starting to look like everybody got receipts, and this trial is just getting started. Diddy's been accused of doing whatever it takes to keep control, even if that means allegedly threatening people or getting violent. And here's the crazy part. Michael B. Jordan's situation isn't the first time a man's been targeted after getting close to Cassie. Way before Michael, Kid Cudi was caught in the crossfire, and the claims about what happened to him? Absolutely chilling. According to reports, after Cassie tried to move on and linked up with Cudi, Diddy allegedly went off the rails. People close to the situation say Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car just for talking to her, allegedly. And the wildest part, Cudi himself never fully denied it. He said his car did explode, and the timing? Suspicious AF. Now dive into the court docs, and it gets even darker. In 2011, while Diddy and Cassie were in a rough patch, she had a short thing with Kid Cudi. When Diddy came back from one of his trips, he allegedly demanded another one of those events Cassie talked about in her lawsuit. She gave in, but during that moment, he supposedly checked her phone and found emails between her and Cudi. That's when everything exploded, literally and emotionally. The lawsuit says Diddy went into a rage, grabbed a corkscrew, wrapped his fingers around it like a weapon, and lunged at Cassie. She panicked and ran off to hide at Kid Cudi's place, thinking she'd be safe there. But even then, Diddy's people were on her. One of his staff allegedly tracked her down and told her to talk it out with Diddy. Feeling trapped and completely surrounded by his circle, Cassie eventually went back, and according to the claims, that's when things got worse. The court documents say he hit her several times and kicked her in the back as she tried to run. This wasn't some isolated argument. This was allegedly a calculated move to scare her back into submission. And all this was just in 2011. Think about that, over a decade ago. So when people now hear about Michael B. Jordan and what he's going through, it starts painting a bigger, more disturbing picture, a pattern. It's not just about control, it's about fear. It's about using intimidation to shut people up and keep things quiet behind the scenes. And if even half of what's in these court documents is true, then Michael B. Jordan might have been lucky to get out when he did. Diddy allegedly told Cassie straight up he was planning to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and he wanted Cudi and his friends to be at home when it happened. Let that sink in. Not just a warning, a full-on threat with intent to harm. And not long after that, boom, Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. The timing was too perfect to be coincidence. Cassie was terrified. That moment reportedly made her realize just how far Diddy was willing to go when he felt disrespected. We're not talking about petty jealousy anymore. This was next-level, dangerous obsession. If someone crossed him, even by accident, he allegedly made sure they paid for it. And Cassie wasn't the only woman who had to deal with Diddy's explosive rage. He's got a history of flipping out whenever his exes try to move on. Word is, he got wildly jealous when both Misa Hilton and Kim Porter started new chapters without him. And here's where it gets even darker. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, spilled that Diddy used to get physical with Misa when she began seeing another man. Yup, physical. And this was the mother of his son. Now here's where things really start to raise eyebrows. There's been quiet talk for years that Diddy might have allegedly gone after a man named Anthony Wolf Jones, who was rumored to be Misa's real baby daddy. And Wolf? He used to be part of Diddy's own crew, a bodyguard turned close insider. But in 2003, Wolf was killed. Ever since then, people have been whispering that his death wasn't just random, especially considering the tension between him and Diddy. That brings us to Justin Combs, the son Misa had while she was with Diddy. Now, the internet's been speculating. Is Diddy really the biological father? Or was Wolf the one who was actually with Misa at the time? The timelines don't lie. And neither do the rumors that have been floating for years. And it gets even messier. Folks in the streets say Diddy started dating Misa when she was still in high school, while he was already in his 20s. That age gap, combined with his status, makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It's giving major side-eye vibes. People been questioning that relationship from the jump, but no one wanted to say it out loud. Until now. Every time we peel back a layer, it gets darker. The jealousy, the control, the threats. It's all pointing to a pattern that goes way deeper than just fame and money. Word is, Diddy was mad controlling and downright mean to Misa Hilton behind closed doors. While he was out here living wild, cheating left and right like it was nothing, he still couldn't stand the idea of her entertaining another man. That's the part that got people heated. The double standard is crazy. He was out in the streets with multiple women and didn't even try to keep it quiet. Everyone around them knew what was up, but when he found out Misa was talking to someone else, he snapped. Reports say he got physical with her. And that moment right there exposed the real him. The disrespect, off the charts. Now here's where things turn darker, because lately people been whispering that Diddy might have had something to do with Wolf's death. And if that's true, that changes everything. The official story claims Wolf, Anthony Wolf Jones, got into it with Big Meech from BMF. Things escalated into a shootout, and Wolf didn't make it. But when you step back and actually think about it, something feels off. Wolf and Big Meech, they weren't enemies. They were both tight with Diddy, and nobody saw any beef between them. So why would things suddenly go left? That's why some people believe the whole thing may have been a setup. There's a rumor that Diddy allegedly wanted Wolf out of the way, and some are saying he might have asked Big Meech to take care of it. Now look, nothing has been proven. But the whispers, they're getting louder by the day. People are starting to question the whole narrative, especially with all the chaos surfacing around Diddy now. And if you thought that was the only shady situation, think again. Wolf wasn't the only man rumored to be targeted after getting close to one of Diddy's exes. Enter Shakir Stewart, Kim Porter's former flame. Word on the street is Diddy allegedly didn't like that connection either. And just like with Wolf, people believe he might have found a way to make the problem disappear. It's like every time one of his exes moves on, someone ends up hurt or worse, and folks are starting to connect the dots. None of this has been officially confirmed, but when that many names start circling back to the same man, yeah, people are watching real close now. Diddy and Kim Porter had one of those on and off relationships that never stayed calm for long. But during one of their breaks, Kim reportedly started seeing a man named Shakir Shaki Stewart. And when Diddy found out, he completely lost it. Things got violent, real violent. Sources say that after finding out about Kim and Shaki, Diddy allegedly beat Kim so badly during an argument that he broke her nose. This wasn't some random rumor either. There was a 2005 article that reported Kim was left with a broken nose after a fight with Diddy on his yacht in Saint-Tropez. To cover it up, Diddy reportedly flew in a plastic surgeon from Geneva to fix her face, like this was just some casual inconvenience. Kim later claimed she broke her nose by accident, saying she hit it on a table, but people weren't buying it. The whole thing sounded way too clean to be the truth, and then it got way darker. Just weeks later, the man Kim was reportedly seeing, Shaki Stewart, a respected music executive at Def Jam, was found dead at home from a gunshot wound. It was ruled a suicide, but people in the industry started raising eyebrows. It just didn't sit right, especially because not long before his death, there were whispers that Diddy had allegedly gotten physical with Shaki too. Insiders claimed that Diddy tracked Shaki down at a hotel and rolled up solo. No security, just straight hands. According to one report, Diddy beat him up so bad it was almost unrecognizable. All over Kim. The timeline? Suspicious. Shaki dies under murky circumstances, right after supposedly getting into it with Diddy. And people who were close to the situation? They started talking, saying Kim had been involved with Shaki while she and Diddy were on a break, and Diddy couldn't handle it. He allegedly went off the rails. Online, people started piecing the story together, connecting old interviews, past articles, and background chatter from the industry. And the general vibe? Diddy might not be the guy he's always pretended to be. One commenter put it best: "Don't let the shiny suits and champagne fool you. Diddy will mess a man up if he feels disrespected." And honestly, based on all these stories floating around, a lot of folks are starting to believe it. Between the Kim Porter incident, the mysterious death of Shaki, and everything else being dragged into court, the layers of this situation are deep, and it's only getting more disturbing as the truth unfolds. Diddy was reportedly livid. After Kim started seeing Shaki Stewart, the fallout was brutal. Kim ended up with a broken nose, and Shaki was found dead from a gunshot wound on November 4th, 2008, which just so happened to be Diddy's birthday. That timing? It's got people raising all kinds of red flags. To this day, some say only Kim really knew what went down behind the scenes. But now that she's gone too, those answers might be buried forever. Still, when you look at what Cassie said in her lawsuit, it starts painting a very dark picture. You begin to understand why she might have been so desperate to escape him, and why she stayed silent for so long. Because the stuff she laid out, terrifying. According to the court filings, Diddy didn't just try to control Cassie. He allegedly broke her down mentally, emotionally, and physically. The lawsuit says he assaulted her in her own home after she tried to leave him. Not once, but repeatedly. She described being punched, kicked, stomped, and left with black eyes, bruises, split lips, injuries that paint a horrifying picture. But it gets worse. She claimed he forced her into disturbing situations, making her participate in acts with other men while he watched and allegedly filmed everything. She said he demanded she carry a firearm in her bag, not for protection, but just to show her he had power. Pure intimidation. Cassie also detailed how he dragged her into a lifestyle of heavy alcohol and substance use, allegedly pushing her to secure shady prescriptions to feed his own habits. She wasn't just living with a man who was out of control. She was living under constant fear. She said the abuse didn't need a reason. Sometimes he would lash out just because he could. He allegedly controlled everything: who she saw, where she went, how she dressed, even when she could leave the house. And when she pushed back, he got violent over the tiniest things, sometimes no reason at all. One specific moment in the lawsuit hits hard. After a party with Jay-Z, they were on their way home, and that's when another violent outburst took place. No warning, no trigger, just rage. All of this paints a portrait of a man who, behind the fame and luxury, was allegedly spiraling with control issues and violent tendencies. If even a fraction of these claims hold up in court, then we're not just talking about scandal. We're looking at one of the darkest celebrity stories in recent memory. According to the lawsuit, things turned violent in public, not just behind closed doors. One chilling incident allegedly happened inside an Escalade. Mr. Combs is accused of beating Cassie multiple times, kicking and hitting her while inside the vehicle. Then, in the middle of Fifth Avenue in New York City, broad daylight, traffic everywhere, he allegedly forced her out of the car and left her stranded. She somehow managed to flag down a cab and make it back to her Manhattan apartment, but the damage, physically and emotionally, had already been done. And here's what makes it worse. Cassie wasn't even just trying to get away romantically. She wanted to work. She wanted to grow as an artist. And when she reached out to a music manager for help with her career, something totally reasonable, given that Diddy was supposed to be managing her, it set him off. See, instead of helping her thrive, Diddy allegedly kept her boxed in. No promotion, no strategy, no support, just control. So when Cassie dared to talk to someone else about her music, he allegedly lost his mind again. According to the documents, after leaving a club one night, Diddy snapped. Inside the car, he's accused of slamming her into a corner, stomping on her face, and then taking things even further once they got to his home. Cassie reportedly tried to run the moment they arrived, but Diddy chased her down, allegedly kicking her in the face again. She was left bleeding heavily and started throwing up as she was taken inside the house. That wasn't the only horrifying story in the lawsuit. Another disturbing moment took place in 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles. The filing describes an incident in March of that year, during one of those now infamous events Cassie referred to. Diddy allegedly got extremely intoxicated, and the situation spiraled into violence once again. The court docs claim that during that hotel stay, he punched her hard. Another night, another episode. No warning, no reason, just chaos. Each one of these moments adds up to something way bigger than personal issues or relationship drama. These are serious, repeated allegations that suggest a pattern, a disturbing one, of manipulation, rage, and total control. And while Diddy's team has denied the claims, Cassie's lawsuit is pulling back the curtain on years of trauma, pain, and silence. What the public saw on red carpets was a mask, but behind it, the reality may have been much, much darker. The lawsuit details one of the most terrifying nights Cassie says she ever experienced with Diddy. It allegedly started with him punching her in the face, hard enough to give her a black eye. After he eventually passed out, Cassie saw a chance to escape and quietly tried to slip out of the hotel room. But as she reached the door, Diddy woke up, and it all exploded from there. He allegedly began screaming at her, chasing her out into the hotel hallway, yelling at the top of his lungs. Then it got violent. Again, he reportedly grabbed her, and as she tried to run, he started throwing glass vases at her. Not one, but multiple. Glass shattered everywhere around her as she bolted for the elevator. In full panic, Cassie managed to get inside and ride it down to the lobby. As soon as the doors opened, she ran outside and caught a cab straight to her apartment. But here's the heartbreaking part. She was so used to the toxic cycle, she actually went back. Yeah, Cassie returned to the hotel thinking she needed to apologize. Not because she did anything wrong, but because she knew that running would only make things worse. That's how deep the control went. But when she got back to the hotel, security stopped her. Staff allegedly told her to get in a cab and go home. They had seen everything. The cameras in the hallway reportedly caught the whole ordeal. Diddy screaming, chasing, and throwing glass at her while she tried to escape. The security team didn't just guess what happened. They had footage. And that's where things take another dark turn. Cassie claimed that Diddy, fully aware of how damaging that footage could be, allegedly paid someone at the Intercontinental Century City Hotel $50,000 to make that security video disappear. Yep, 50 grand, just to bury the evidence. According to the legal filing, upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. That one move says everything. Not only was the violence being caught on camera, but there was also a deliberate effort to cover it up, to erase it, like it never happened. But the trauma, that doesn't get erased. That kind of fear and manipulation lives with a person. And now, with all of this finally being laid out in court, Cassie's not just sharing her story. She's exposing years of pain that stayed hidden for far too long. At first, Diddy came out swinging, denying everything. He didn't just call the lawsuit false. He called Cassie a clout chaser and a gold digger. His legal team fired off a bold statement saying, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Ms. Ventura demanded $30 million under threat of releasing a damaging book about their relationship, which was flatly rejected as blatant blackmail. They painted her as someone trying to shake him down, said her claims were nothing but wild lies meant to ruin his name and score a payday. But here's where it gets interesting. Just one day after she filed the lawsuit, Diddy quietly settled. That quick. No dragging it out. No court battle. No trial. But even while settling, he still tried to save face. His lawyers put out another statement saying, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs maintains his flat-out denial of the claims. He's glad to have reached a mutual resolution and wishes Ms. Ventura the best. So basically, he paid up, but claimed he did nothing wrong. Meanwhile, Cassie walked away from it all. Stronger. She found peace, married someone who truly loves her, and rebuilt her life. But now, she might be coming back into the spotlight, because word is she's set to testify against Diddy in the federal trial. And the biggest bombshell? Insiders say she's ready to confirm that Diddy allegedly tried to harm Michael B. Jordan because of her. Yeah, let that sink in. And this is exactly why Michael's $30 million lawsuit is hitting at the perfect time. He doesn't need to chase clout or prove anything in the media. The feds are already digging. The trial's about to bring everything to the surface. And if Cassie confirms what's being whispered, then Michael doesn't even have to speak much. He just walks in and lets the evidence speak. Collect the bag. Let the case talk for itself. Game over. Say what you want. But that's a smart move on Michael's part, and a big part of why people are finally seeing Diddy in a very different light. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.